prescription lenses, and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
A wide open Wednesday edition of the program, but first, Mr. Drew Brees. Our first ballot Hall O Famer. Wide open Wednesday edition of the program. Thanks for joining us, New Orleans. Let's knock this ball out of the ballpark. Got a good one lined up for you for the next 2 hours, starting with the 4 o'clock hour. And then guess what? The 5 o'clock power hour follows the 4 o'clock hour. Pretty cool how those numbers work. Hey, the 4 o'clock hour this afternoon brought to you by Lebanon's Cafe. Yummy, yummy in one's tummy. Boy, if you like Middle Eastern food, you like lamb chops and shish kebab. How about those Middle Eastern sides like tabbouleh, baba ganoush, hummus, mujedra, and so much more? You got to make it over to Lebanon's Cafe, Carrollton at Jeanette, right by the streetcar barn. Some of the finest Middle Eastern food in the metro, Lebanon's Cafe, Carrollton at Jeanette. That's in the Carrollton section of Uptown near the River Bend. Open till 9:30. 4 o'clock hour this afternoon brought to you by Lebanon's Cafe on this wide open Wednesday. I love wide open Wednesday. You're the show producer. Whatever you'd like to discuss, it's wide open. Maybe there's a topic I'm not discussing enough. Maybe there's a topic I'm not discussing at all. You're the show producer. Whatever you'd like to discuss, 766-9480 is how you dial us up. 766-9480. Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latinx. He's running the controls. Fresh off of last night's Pelicans game, where he did the color for that broadcast on 105.7. That was in Espanol. When's the next game, Mario B?
They play tonight on the road, but the next broadcast is the next home game, which is next Sunday against the Wizards.
Nice. Mm-hmm. So you'll be doing that game?
Yes, I'll be doing that game.
You'll be doing play-by-play on that game, right?
Yes, I actually will. It'll be me doing the play-by-play and a different guy who wasn't on his first broadcast doing color.
And you'll be on what? 106.7 for Jesuit Brother Martin State Championship Soccer on Saturday?
That's right. Saturday night, I believe 7 o'clock. So that'll be a lot of fun.
Where are they playing that, at Pan Am?
No, actually in Hammond, Strawberry Stadium.
Wow.
Yeah, Southeastern.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder why they put it up there.
I'm not sure if it's there every year. I know like the girls basketball tournament is there every year, just like the guys tournament is in Lake Charles. So it might be the normal spot.
Lake Charles is where men's basketball is every year now?
I believe so, yes. The men's side.
And football in the Dome.
Football in the Dome. Football's been in the Dome every year except when it was in Tulane Stadium those couple of years after COVID.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, you right. Let's get into it. Mayor Helena Moreno picks 5 of 7 RTA board members. Today, she notified Junket Cantrell's 5 choices that they no longer would be needed. She plans on making the RTA more regional. I think they tried that before. It just sort of flopped. It's just kind of crazy. In Louisville, Kentucky, they annexed like 6, 8, 10 counties around Louisville and made it just one entity. Now, New Orleans, legally by the state constitution, could annex Jefferson Parish or annex St. Bernard Parish. How do you like that? Could you imagine folks in Jefferson and St. Bernard if New Orleans annexed those parishes? There wouldn't be enough Depends diapers for people pooping in their pants. They would just lose it. But here's the ironic thing. You can rest easy, Jefferson and St. Bernard. New Orleans has no desire to annex you as much as you have no desire to be annexed by New Orleans. That's a major problem. I mentioned Louisville. They consolidated like police, fire, bus service, all of it into one thing, you know? And in New Orleans, we have the RTA, which is such a silly name, Regional Transit Authority. It should be the NOTA, the New Orleans Transit Authority, like JET in Jefferson Parish, transit. There's no regionalization. Why do you have RTA and JET? Why do you have separate entities? I mean, I would take it even further. Why do you have a New Orleans Fire Department and a Jefferson Fire Department? And then it gets crazy in Jefferson because you have these incorporated, cities like Gretna. They have their own fire department, their own police department. Kenner, their own fire department, their own police department. Then you get folks that would say, like in Kenner, 90-second police response time. In Jefferson Parish, it's maybe 9 minutes. In New Orleans, it might be 9 hours. So basically, you have no desire by any of the parishes wanting to be regional. No one in New Orleans wants to work with Jefferson Parish, and no one in Jefferson Parish wants to work with New Orleans. It's actually, kind of sinful behavior. You could have one transit authority, one fire department, one police department, but it's like I'm talking craziness when I say that. Yet most cities in America, that's how they operate. I just mentioned Louisville like a decade ago, annexing all these counties around them, getting rid of all these different fiefdoms and different entities and forming just one to take care of all the people. I remember post-Katrina, the levee board. We had so many levee boards, and the best we could get it down to was like 4. There were like a few dozen, I believe. Now there's like the East Bank Levee District, the West Bank Levee District. It's just insane. Should have been one levee district. Just like the schools, the Louisiana system, the UL system, the Southern system. It's just crazy. Why not just one system for all colleges and universities that are public? Why not one system? No one wants to give up their little fiefdom. There's little jobs that are created. People feel they have better control of the situation when they're controlling their own entity, on and on and on. But it's really counterproductive for the whole. I mean, Harahan has their own police. It's crazy. Own fire department. No one wants to give this stuff up. No, Louisville just had to take the bull by the horns and go aggressively do it. No, like I mentioned, the levee districts down to like 4 from like a dozen. That's the best we could do. I don't get it. I think it's Metro New Orleans, East Bank, West Bank, arguably even the North Shore, all under one transit authority, police department, fire, EMS, all of it. But I know I'm the outlier. I know I'm like the 1 out of 13 people in the metro that think this way. And like I said, no one in New Orleans wants to consolidate the NOPD with the Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Department, and no one in Jefferson wants to consolidate the Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Department with the NOPD. Just never going to happen. It's foolish talk. I'm just wasting my time jabbering on about this because it'll never happen. They tried with the Regional Transit Authority and JET to kind of commingle, and then after a few years, just sort of tossed in the towel. To each his own. Hey, here's one thing we can all agree with, because they're in all the different parishes. They're from Lake Charles through Lafayette, into Baton Rouge, into New Orleans, East Bank, West Bank, Jefferson Parish, North Shore, over into southern Mississippi, southern Alabama, up to Hattiesburg. For over 65 years, there are over 75 Rouse's Markets. Everybody can agree on Rouse's, the number one grocery store in the metro. And by the way, about 35% of all Rouse's Markets are in New Orleans, in metro New Orleans. Yeah, the Gulf South grocery store. Over 7,500 employees. It's an amazing local story. Born down on the bayou in Thibodaux and Houma. And now they're all over the region. As good as it gets, with all your local specialties, regional stuff, national stuff, even international stuff. And don't forget the Rouse's labeled items. I'm usually not into that kind of stuff. I like the name brands like French's Mustard, Heinz Ketchup, Blue Plate Mayonnaise. But I did a little Pepsi challenge with some extra virgin olive oil from Rouse's versus what I usually get, Cola Vita. And the Cola Vita was about $20. The Rouse's was about 10. I poured them out onto two different plates. Same consistency, same color, same taste, same everything. I think that there's about 3 different Rouse's labeled extra virgin olive oils. The one I got, that was half the price of the Cola Vita. I think Cola Vita labels it and brands it Rouse's for them and sends it in from Italy. There's lots of stuff like that. Don't forget to check out those Rouse's labels at about half the price. Rouse's Markets, taste like home. Wide open Wednesday edition of the program. Boy, how much revenue is the state of Louisiana losing when it comes to license plates, vehicles registered in another state? We see it every day. Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, Texas plates. These aren't people that live in Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, Texas visiting. These are locals that live here, that work here, that have a home here, that register their vehicle in another state to save dramatically on insurance. But the registration fee, the taxes on that vehicle, thousands of dollars going to another state. How much revenue is Louisiana losing on that? And how do we stop that from going on? Should we stop it from going on? 766-9480. Thank you, Morris Barton, Dudley DeBosier, and all those erroneous lawsuits. 766-9480. Holla, dial us up. 766-9480. Corey Johnson with you till 6 p.m. Isn't it time to have that dream backyard you've always wanted? LGD Lawn and Landscapes can make it happen with artificial turf installation. Synthetic turf gives you the look and feel of natural grass. You get a beautiful lawn without the ongoing expenses of maintenance and no puddles, meaning you won't be tracking grass or dirt into the house. Let LGD come to your house and give you a free estimate. NOLALGD.com. Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday, Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End. Hey, Marigny, Bywater, Treme, French Quarter, CBD, Warehouse District, Garden District, Irish Channel. It's Corey Johnson on the neutral ground, where New Orleans is heard.
Wide Open Wednesday edition of the program, 766-9480. A couple of topics that, I don't know, I think are kind of sensitive to folks. Should the RTA and JET be one regional transit authority? Orleans and Jefferson Parish working totally together, one entity. Should the NOPD and the Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Department, I chuckle and laugh when I say it because I already know the answer. Should there just be one police force for Metro New Orleans, one fire department? 766-9480. Keep your shirts on, ladies, because no one in Jefferson wants to consolidate with New Orleans, and no one in New Orleans wants to consolidate with Jefferson. It's sort of a self-fulfilling prophecy that we will continue to go on in this inefficient manner. 766-9480. I mentioned Louisville, Kentucky, annexed like 6, 8, 10 counties around them and consolidated everything under one roof, one police force, one fire department, one EMS, one transit authority, all one, representing Louisville. You know, you can say you live in Jefferson or St. Bernard or the North Shore, but when you travel out of town and people say, where do you live? You say New Orleans proudly. Locally, you might say differently, but here's a simple fact. You know, New Orleans is the inner city. That's the urban center. Jefferson Parish, St. Bernard, they're suburbs of New Orleans. The North Shore and exurb of New Orleans. They're all part of Metro New Orleans. Without New Orleans, there'd be no Jefferson Parish, St. Bernard, or North Shore. They would not exist. So New Orleans is the entity that makes it all work, if you like that or not. 766-9480. Would you like to see consolidation in New Orleans Metro? One police department, one fire department, one EMS, one regional transit authority. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. How much revenue is the state of Louisiana losing when locals register their vehicle in another state? We see it all the time. It's post-Katrina. A lot of people, are working here or trying to be here, but they live in Texas. They live in Mississippi. They live in Alabama. They live in Florida. No, they live here. They live in Uptown, in Mid-City, New Orleans East, in Kenner, and Metairie, wherever. French Quarter, and they have another house or access to another address that is not theirs, and they register their vehicle in another state, getting lower insurance rates. But also the registration and the taxes are paid in that other state. No, Louisiana, in New Orleans alone, I don't know how much it happens in Lafayette or Lake Charles, I doubt as much because their insurance rates probably aren't as much. But in New Orleans, in Jefferson Parish, they're very expensive insurance rates. You don't get any break being in Jefferson compared to Orleans. You don't get any insurance break. Jefferson Parish auto rates are the same as New Orleans. The North Shore's marginally less, but nothing dramatic. A lot of folks used to register on the North Shore. I remember Sherman Copeland had a friend. He got busted for registering his car on the North Shore because his car insurance was cheaper over there. No one's getting busted, but boy, drive around New Orleans right now. Open your eyes on the commute home. So many Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, and Texas license plates, and these people aren't visiting. They're not tourists. They're you and me. They live here with an out-of-state license plate, so their car insurance is cheaper. Are you okay with that? Or does Louisiana need to lock that down and 86 that? 766-9480 is how you dial us up. 766-9480. Boy, the NOPD announced 185 arrests over Mardi Gras. 185. 31 felony arrests, 64 misdemeanors, some traffic related, some minor arrests, 9 narcotic related arrests, 18 weapons related arrests, 11 firearms on parade routes. A couple of those were stolen, 6 fugitive warrants, 16 traffic violations, 185 arrests in all, just by the NOPD. Beloved Buc-ee's. I don't get it. I went to a Buc-ee's once, and I'll probably never go to a Buc-ee's again. I went to the Buc-ee's. I was visiting a buddy of mine, probably like 5, 6, 7 years ago. It was like his 50th birthday or something like that. Scooped up a buddy of mine. We're all LSU graduates. Scooped up a buddy of mine in Baton Rouge, and we headed to Houston. And on the way to Houston, my buddy's like, man, I love beef jerky. You want to stop at the Buc-ee's? And I had never been to a Buc-ee's. So I said, yeah, why the hell not? Everybody talks about Buc-ee's. Buc-ee's is like if there's a Circle K with a couple of gas pumps, and then I guess you have the racetrack that has 20 gas pumps and about 4 or 5 times the size of a Circle K. A Buc-ee's is essentially, and I know most of you know this already, is like a big box store, like a Lowe's or a Home Depot, like cut down the middle. Like as long as a big box Home Depot or Lowe's or Walmart, but doesn't have the depth. It doesn't go as far deep, but as long. So it's like a Circle K to racetrack to Buc-ee's, like a racetrack on super steroids. Instead of 20 pumps, like 100 gas pumps. No 18-wheelers allowed. Very family-oriented. I mean, I guess that's the key for Buc-ee's. If you have kids, you go to Buc-ee's, you can knock out a lot of stuff at one time. They supposedly have very clean bathrooms. They're constantly cleaning them. And they've got all kind of stuff like the brisket that's smoked in Texas and then trucked to the Buc-ee's, and then they reheat it and chop it up. It's not freshly made at the Buc-ee's like a lot of folks think. But Buc-ee's is beloved. They're announcing, or they did announce, that the Ruston Buc-ee's will open in a couple of years. Actually, next year. I'm sorry. Next year in 2027. And the Lafayette Buc-ee's will open in 2028. So Louisiana finally getting a Buc-ee's. You got them in Texas, all over. Got it in southern Mississippi, southern Alabama. No, next year, the I-20 Buc-ee's in Ruston, in between Shreveport and Monroe. And in 2 years, the Lafayette Buc-ee's on I-10. You know, the one thing I think about when I think about Buc-ee's, especially the Mississippi one, is the Six Flags site in New Orleans East, just so ridiculously poorly marketed by the city of New Orleans. A pretty coveted site on I-10 and I-510 on a interstate corner, right on I-10, on the outside of a city, on the outside of New Orleans. The winner of that to develop that site, Troy Henry, a local guy. The runner-up, I mean, this is where it's egregious. The runner-up was Drew Brees and Demario Davis. It's like, really? The winner wasn't like Buc-ee's or Flying J Truck Stop. The runner-up wasn't Bass Pro Shops, Cabela's, something like that. A water park, some national entity that would covet that spot. All that traffic that flows by there, all of that. But New Orleans markets it so poorly, and we get what we deserve. I'm not knocking Troy Henry. Troy Henry saw the opportunity, went after it, and he got it. You remember he tried to get the trash contract for the French Quarter, didn't own a trash truck. He ends up getting the janitorial service at Louis Armstrong International Airport, supposedly doing a really good job, does not own a janitorial service. He's just sort of a middleman that subs it all out, and he takes a big chunk of the money. You know, that's how he makes his money. It's not a lot of private consulting going on with Troy Henry. He's like an expert working with public dollars that are available primarily with the city of New Orleans. That's how he works. He's this middleman. More power to him. He's not breaking any laws, but the system is flawed. So instead of going after like a Buc-ee's or Flying J Truck Stop or Disney or Bass Pro Shop, Cabela's, whatever, the city doesn't proactively go to these people, tell them the site's available, seek them out. There wasn't even signage on I-10 or I-510. It was just all like kind of a wink, wink secret. It's available. And that's why you got Troy Henry, the local guy, winning. And the backup, the second place was Demario Davis and Drew Brees. It's crazy. I think third place was that Spurlock guy, the spacewalk guy or something. Just crazy, all local. Anyway, Troy Henry wins that, development from he has the winning bid for the city. And for a few years, nothing happened. And Mississippi announces a Buc-ee's is coming. And they start expanding the highway, building bridges over the interstate. They break ground on the Buc-ee's. Nothing happening at Six Flags. They build the Buc-ee's. Nothing happening at Six Flags. It's like 2-3 years into it. They open the Buc-ee's in Mississippi. Nothing happening at Six Flags. Then finally, after a few months of the Buc-ee's being open, Troy Henry starts tearing down the Six Flags rides and the skeleton of the old park. The city chimes in and goes, we want some of that recycling money, all that money from the metal getting recycled. And in the beginning, it was just Troy Henry winning the rights to the site. Then all of a sudden, Troy Henry wants $1 million from the city, $10 million. Now it's like $100 million, like a partnership with the city. I don't think Buc-ee's wanted anything but some tax breaks, a widening of the interstate, and some infrastructure built to support the Buc-ee's. And then Mississippi's reaping all these taxes from a Buc-ee's that is open for business and has been, for like a year now? And Six Flags hasn't driven a piling on anything new. They don't have any agreements in place where hotels are coming, where ballparks are coming, where movie production facilities are coming. None of it. It's Troy Henry winning the rights and then scrambling now to get people to start building out there. And I don't think there's any timeline on this. Like the city isn't like, I'm sure Mississippi was like, okay, Buc-ee's, you got the site. You're going to build a Buc-ee's. We're going to do what we agreed to do. You have to open by X date. It's got to be open by this date. And I guarantee you Buc-ee's opened ahead of whatever date was in the contract. Six Flags, unlimited time. Absolutely crazy. We get what we deserve in New Orleans, don't we?
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSAgency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSAgency.com.
When you need a new fence or automatic gate at your property or place of business, anywhere in Metro New Orleans, you got to see the Fence Man. For over 20 years, the Fence Man has been taking care of residential and commercial customers, uses only the highest quality materials and products.
'Cause I'm the Fence Man.
For fences and automatic gates.
Yeah, I'm the Fence Man.
TheFenceman-NewOrleans.com.
49 years in a row. Ford F-150, #1 truck in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamarck team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamarck Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live, we live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again, ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now. Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Thoughtful conversation, common sense. Corey Johnson.
With all due respect, Mr. Dent, I had no idea you'd gotten experimental surgery to have your removed.
Live streaming at CoreyTalks.com.
What was that? Whoa, I said with all due respect.
Oh, boy. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. No, a trio of good topics. Mayor Helena Moreno says she's going to make RTA more regional. Should New Orleans do what Louisville did? They consolidated all of the different police forces, fire, EMS, transit in the area. There's only one of each now. There's no NOPD and Jefferson Parish Sheriff. There's just one police force. There's one fire department, one EMS. Never going to happen. Just want your thoughts. 766-9480. No one in New Orleans wants to consolidate with Jefferson. And ironically, no one in Jefferson wants to consolidate with New Orleans. Just really sinful. Self-defeating. 766-9480. It's Louisiana. We love our politics, not our businesses, and we love our fiefdoms. 766-9480. Should Louisiana clamp down on residents that register their vehicle in another state? I mean, drive around right now. You're heading home on your commute. Look around. I guarantee you'll see a Florida, Mississippi, Alabama, or Texas license plate, and those aren't visitors or tourists. Look in the car. It's mom with the kids, you know? It's dad driving home from work with the kids, whatever. It's locals, your neighbors, my neighbors. The only difference is, unlike you and me with a Louisiana license plate, they've got a Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, or Texas plate to save on insurance costs. But it's costing the state. The small thing is just like the license registration. The big thing is the tax on the vehicle. 766-9480. Should the state 86 that? Get rid of that. close that loophole. Yeah, I mentioned Six Flags site and Troy Henry, and I'm not dogging Troy Henry. He won that, bid fair and square, at least according to the city. I think it's embarrassing that Troy Henry won it. I had Troy Henry on this show once, had him on a few times. And I said, Troy, New Orleans dysfunction works for you. Like, you got the bid. If it were marketed nationwide, you probably wouldn't have. And he admitted as much. He admitted, like, New Orleans dysfunction helps me. Now, Troy is the ultimate middleman, where the city has a public bid. It could be trash for the French Quarter, janitorial service for the airport, the Six Flags development site. Troy Henry's not a developer. He doesn't have experience building hotels or sports fields or movie theaters or any of it. But he got the rights to the Six Flags site. And I don't think there's any timeline involved. You got it. Good luck with it. Roll with it. No sense of urgency. I mentioned Buc-ee's in Mississippi. Troy Henry got the Six Flags site, and it just sat there for years. Nothing going on for like 2 years. Nothing done. Not a nickel spent. Mississippi gets a Buc-ee's. Obviously, Buc-ee's wants some concessions. Maybe a tax break here, tax break there, road expansion, infrastructure to accommodate the Buc-ee's. And I guarantee you, Mississippi and Buc-ee's came to an agreement, and there was a timeline involved. Like, the Buc-ee's has to be open by 2026, whatever. And one, I guarantee a timeline was involved. And two, I guarantee you Buc-ee's beat the timeline, opened ahead of the timeline. Troy Henry has no sense of urgency. There's no urgency to get something going out at the Six Flags site. Who knows if he ever will get anything going at the Six Flags site? There's no hotels online. There's no sports fields lined up. There's no movie production facilities lined up. None of it. None of it. So he got the rights with no experience doing it, and now he's winging it. He's running around to different entities. Hey, I'm the middleman that has the rights to this site. Want to partner with me and build? And nothing's going on. The Buc-ee's has opened. They're generating money. They're employing hundreds of people, millions of dollars in tax revenue. Troy Henry and Six Flags doing absolutely nothing. And again, I can't stress enough, I'm not dogging Troy Henry. I think he's an honest, hardworking guy. He just found this niche where I can be a middleman in New Orleans and make a lot of money. And that's what's going on. Nothing's happening at the Six Flags site. He did dismantle the rides. He did finally do demolition to the rides. He demolished, some rides. And then when he was doing that and like the metal was piled up, the city of New Orleans comes in and is like, hey, we want, some of the money that you're going to use on recycling. You're going to sell that to a scrap metal place. We want a cut. That's our metal. And Troy Henry and the city had to argue over that. I mean, just petty crap. Instead of a Buc-ee's being built there or a Flying J truck stop. I talked to the city about approaching Bass Pro Shops, Cabela's. Like, a lot of talking with the city. Like, got in touch with the decision maker at Bass Pro Shop, Cabela's. Tried to, hey, we'll meet at a kiosk at an airport. We'll fly to your headquarters. Did a lot of research on Bass Pro Shop, Cabela's. Me, a talk radio host. I'm trying to do something civic-minded. The Bass Pro Shop in Missouri, sort of their flagship. That's one of the largest, like 500,000 square feet, like 500,000 square feet. The one at the Pyramid in Memphis, in downtown Memphis, at the Pyramid, the old arena. That's a hotel and a Bass Pro Shops, Cabela's. 500,000 square feet, like 500,000 square feet. Most other Bass Pro Shops are somewhere between like 150 to 250,000 square feet, all the rest of them, including the, I guess it's the Bass Pro Shops at the exit 177 in Gonzales. Isn't that a Bass Pro Shops, Mario Brothers, on the way to Baton Rouge?
I think so, yes.
And then up I-12 by like O'Neill Lane or the next exit past heading towards Hammond outside of Baton Rouge is a Cabela's. They were separate entities at the time. Now they're under one roof. Thank goodness they didn't close one. They obviously both do well. I think the nearest one after that is Mobile, Alabama, Spanish Fort, the eastern shore of Mobile, Alabama. So there's no Bass Pro Shop in southern Mississippi. I don't know if there's one in Jackson or North Mississippi. I don't think there's a Bass Pro Shop Cabela's in Mississippi at all. But I mean, they build these things. They dig a little pond so you can test your boat. I mean, you build the one at the Six Flags site, you make it the biggest in the whole chain. You could do like 1 million square feet. It's literally in the sportsman's paradise. You're launching a boat and you're 15 minutes from that location. You're 15 minutes from fresh water, brackish water, and salt water. 15 minutes by boat from that location. I mean, it would have been the ultimate Bass Pro Shops Cabela's, but you need to come up with the idea. You have to emphasize the positives of the location, and you need to get in front of the Bass Pro Shop Cabela's folks to pitch the idea that it's available and then bend over backwards to bring them in. Instead, it's locally, I don't even say marketed, just like, hey, the Six Flags site's available, y'all. Oh, by the way, we're going to once a week trash pickup. You know, it's like that, just like mentioned. And proof's in the pudding. Troy Henry, a local guy, wins the bid. Drew Brees, Saints quarterback, he was retired, I guess, at the time, just recently retired. Demario Davis, Saints linebacker, still Saints linebacker. They were runner-ups. Some like Farm for Kids or some crap. And then I think the spacewalk guy was third. I mean, it's laughable. It's embarrassing. You didn't approach IKEA. You didn't approach, Disney, some water park entity, Field of Dreams, the people that build these, sports complexes around the country. Don't need Troy Henry as a middleman. That's what he's trying to do right now. You get some officials that represent the city of New Orleans and the site, and you get a firm from outside the city. Here's the site. Here are the advantages. You guys do your own research on the advantages. You guys come up with who we should go pursue and how we go pursue them. But none of that happened. None of that happened. And again, not to be redundant, there appears to be no timeline on anything getting done at the Six Flags site. It's been about 5 years now since Troy Henry won the rights to that site. And a few years into it, Buc-ee's is awarded to Mississippi. They build and they're open. And at Six Flags site, they've torn down some rides. That's the only positive we can come up with. The old Zephyr and a few of those other rides that you could see from the interstate, they're gone. So now at least there's not that eyesore of people driving in and out of New Orleans, doing business here for decades going, there's that abandoned amusement park. Boy, that abandoned amusement park's still there. There's that abandoned amusement park. It was like the Hard Rock, hotel collapse. The collapsed structure sat there for over a year. People driving on the elevated Claiborne I-10, seeing that month in, month out. Man, is New Orleans ever going to tear that down? You remember that condo that fell in Miami that collapsed? All those people died in that condo. They cleared the thing out in like a month, 2 months. It was gone. There's probably a new building, a new condo on that site right now already. Hard Rock Hotel Cafe site, the collapse site of the hotel. There's a crappy chain link fence and a bunch of concrete and just sitting behind the fence. It looks like crap. It's like the entranceway to the quarter. You got two main entranceways because the back of the quarter is on the river. You got Canal Street in Rampart. You got Esplanade in Rampart. The one was blighted for years, and the neighbors behind him, sinful, just stopped that Havana outpost from being open for a long, long time. But they took on a guy that had the wherewithal to wait it out, and he won. And now you've got a nice restaurant there, a nice lit-up restaurant, nice and bright, entranceway to the quarter. The Hard Rock Hotel collapse, chain link fence still around it, nothing getting done. It's just mind-blowing, mind-blowing. No, that's the Six Flags site. There's nothing being done, nothing at all. Haven't driven a piling to build a football field, haven't put a piling in the ground to build a hotel, haven't put a piling in the ground to build a film studio. It's all just make-believe. It's all fantasy. And again, no time limit to get it done. Sad. I'll tell you about an entity that if we had about a dozen of them, we'd be rolling along quite nicely in Metro New Orleans. Latrim in Elmwood, 1,400 employees. Their campus now expands over 100 acres in Elmwood, over 100 acres. They're also on the North Shore off I-12. If you're looking for a job, for a full listing of positions, go to latrim.com. Latrim.com.
At Lamarck Lincoln, ownership isn't complicated. It's effortless. With a one-on-one brand specialist every step of the way, we strive to ensure every guest experience is nothing less than elevated. You'll understand why it's more than ownership. It's membership. Visit Lamarck Lincoln at Williams and I-10 in Kenner. Give us a call at 504-238-4800. That's 504-238-4800. Or visit us online at lamarcklincoln.com.
When USA Today ranked the 10 best must-visit New Orleans restaurants for travelers, Mid-City's own Katie's made the list. USA Today says Scott Craig is chef-owner at Katie's, a much-loved Creole Italian eatery that draws armies of regulars for lunch, brunch, and dinner. A neighborhood spot where locals congregate and New Orleans-style hospitality rules. Indeed it does. Katie's in Mid-City. Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday, Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Isn't it time to have that dream backyard you've always wanted? LGD Lawn and Landscapes can make it happen with artificial turf installation. Synthetic turf gives you the look and feel of natural grass. You get a beautiful lawn without the ongoing expenses of maintenance and no puddles, meaning you won't be tracking grass or dirt into the house. Let LGD come to your house and give you a free estimate. NOLALGD.com. Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters, and you'll never have to clean your gutters again, ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
In Metro New Orleans on 93.9 FM and 107.9 FM.
No, indeed, I don't want to be on the radio.
Corey Johnson.
No, indeed, I don't want to be on the radio. Come on, you can be on the radio. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. Looking for dinner tonight? It's Wednesday. It's steak night at Katie's. That's right, it's steak night at Katie's. 2 choices. Scott Craig says it's an 8-ounce filet. I think it's like 10 ounces. You start off with a Caesar salad, then an 8-ounce filet, Scott. Green beans on the side, and those killer mashed potatoes. They're unbelievable. So get those at Katie's. And then you get Scott's bread pudding with the whipped cream, homemade bread pudding with the whipped cream. And you get to choose a glass of wine or a cocktail for $39. If you don't want to get the filet, you can get a ribeye with some grilled shrimp. $39. Now, I know a lot of you are like, Corey, it's Len. I'm not eating meat. I hear you. And Scott's taking care of you. Instead of steak, you'll have some great fish choice like redfish or speckled trout or soft shell crabs, something Lenten for you. And those killer potatoes, they have bacon in them. So he makes some mashed potatoes without the bacon. As New Orleans as it gets, it's steak night at Katie's tonight, and they make it Lent friendly as well. Get there tonight. Dinner tonight at Katie's. Problem solved. Let's head to the phone lines. 766-9480. A slew of topics. Michael joins us on the North Shore in Covington. What up, Miguel?
Yes. So I just wanted to make a comment in reference to the New Orleans East Six Flags property.
Yep.
So I've lived in this area all my life. I know very well about what they're talking about. And my comment is that I believe that location out at Six Flags cannot support the business. The problem is that probably between 18 and 25% of that area, that all the people that live out in that area are living in poverty. So they can't go out there and spend money to support that area. If you look at Pontchartrain Beach, which was out not too far from that location, it closed down.
Yeah, it closed down in 1983 after like a 50-year run because folks ended up not going out there as much as they used to go out there. Times changed. I don't think the location has anything to do with it. I'll give you this. New Orleans East, per capita income, family income, is about $10,000 less than the rest of the city. But it isn't about the location and the people that live around it supporting it. It's a regional, type thing. Buc-ee's isn't about Hancock County, Mississippi, or Harrison County supporting it. It's about people driving by and pulling off the road that don't live anywhere near there. And a Bass Pro Shop Cabela's or an IKEA or something like that, it has nothing to do with if New Orleans East is rich or not.
Yes. So what it is that I worked for a company back in the day in 1990 called Schwegman's Grocery Store. Schwegman's built a store out in Tall Timbers. That store turned into a flop, and today it's no longer Schwegman's.
Well, there's no Schwegman's.
That's right. That's right.
What? Yeah, you think that's because the neighborhood was bad, or there wasn't an economy?
What it is, they couldn't get the business. You see, they couldn't get the business to support the location. In other words,
Michael, there's a lot of grocery stores that open in neighborhoods and fail because there are too many groceries. The neighborhood didn't support the grocery for whatever reason. They didn't like it. They liked it. Schwegman's had stores all over. They were a giant. And then they just, outlived their usefulness. They had a lot of competition come in, the National Canal Villery with the superstores. I mean, New Orleans is probably the number one grocery city in America with number of groceries, diversity of groceries. I mean, most places have one or two, maybe three different groceries. We have like 50, lots of local standalone. So the economy had nothing to do with Schwegman's shutting down.
I just think it's the location is not good for any type of a large business due to the fact that people are going to have to drive out there. It's just my comment. I just think that the location is bad.
No, you obviously don't like New Orleans East, but I'm telling you that.
No, that's not true. That's not true. I've been a lot of times out in New Orleans.
Okay, well, you love New Orleans East, but you don't think it has an economy or they have 25% poverty level. That has nothing to do with like a Six Flags there or anything else. It's a regional thing. It's not a neighborhood thing. You keep focusing in on the neighborhood. Schwegman's had 30 locations or something, 20 locations, a dozen locations. They're all gone.
Hey, when you get a chance, go to Bass Pro Shops on a weekend. Go out there on a Saturday or Sunday, which is their busiest time. I was just out there last weekend. Absolutely no business.
What, like which one are you talking about?
The one going towards Baton Rouge.
In Gonzales.
In Gonzales, yes, sir.
Yeah, it's
yes,
still.
I was in there last weekend. I could probably count all the customers on two hands.
Well, they've been there for what, 25 years?
Yeah.
So what you
It's
think?
just
What
right now people are see what it is people just aren't shopping now. They're not shopping like they used to.
that might have something to do with the national economy. Things are more expensive. But Gonzales is growing. It has more people, more money than it's ever had ever. So it has nothing to do with Gonzales.
Yeah. No, it's not. No, it's not a Gonzales thing. It's like I said. I think it's just the area is hard to draw people because I've noticed. Like I said, I've noticed businesses coming up here and coming up there. And like I said, I'm 60 years old. I've done a lot of shopping in my time, and it just seems like to me a lot of the businesses just don't have the business. They don't have the people shopping like they used to.
No, I think that's accurate, but I think that's more of a reflection on the national economy and prices being through the roof and people kind of hunkering down and not spending as much. But I don't think your original premise about like the neighborhood and people don't want to go out there, I don't think that's true.
Well, let me tell you this much. So I pass that area on a regular basis. And all you see out there is stolen, burned out cars. And I just believe that nobody's going to go out there because, first of all, they're too afraid.
And Michael, real quick, that Bass Pro Shop at exit 177 in Gonzales. 10 years ago, how many hotels were there around that facility?
Oh, yeah, there's other businesses out there.
Yeah, there's like a dozen hotels now around there. That outlet mall seems to be viable. You know, I think it's more of a national economy thing than a neighborhood thing.
Yeah, you're probably right. It probably goes much further than just Louisiana.
Yep. And Louisiana struggles economically. We've been struggling a long time. And Michael in Covington, don't be a stranger. Thanks for calling. 5 o'clock powwow next.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 5 p.m.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
49 years in a row. Ford F-150, #1 truck in America. What about in the USA? Let's see. What about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamarck team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamarck Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
The Fence Man, a locally owned fencing company serving the metro New Orleans area for over 20 years.
I'm the fence man.
TheFenceman-NewOrleans.com.
Yeah, I'm the fence man.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TF-AC.com, your cool spots. Total maintenance keeps you cool.
South Shore residents that love good food are making the short trip across the lake to Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. North Shore folks have known about Gallagher's 527 for years. Now the South Shore has discovered this hidden gem. One of the metro area's best restaurants is less than 30 minutes away. Take the quick trip across the lake and experience Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. As good as it gets.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again. Ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Yeah, you right. 5 o'clock power hour is upon us. Corey Johnson back at you on a wide open Wednesday edition of the program. It's the first ballot Hall of Famer, Mr. Drew Brees, with the intro. It is New Orleans. It is the 5 o'clock powwow. It is Wide Open Wednesday. Wide Open Wednesday is easy. You're the show producer. Whatever you want to discuss, 766-9480 is how you do the job. Maybe there's something I'm not talking about enough, something I'm not talking about at all, and you're like, man, it's of vital importance. What's Corey doing? 766-9480. You're the show producer. Hey, the 5 o'clock power this afternoon brought to you by Total Maintenance. That's Fair and Honest Lucas and the boys. Air conditioning and heating, incapable of doing a service, repair, or replacement that is not absolutely necessary. Plus, besides being fair and honest, you're calling them with air conditioning or heat problems. They know you're inconvenienced. You're stressed out. They come quickly, and they diagnose it right the first time, right away. You can't beat Total Maintenance. About 40 years in South Louisiana with a sterling reputation. If you need air conditioning or heat help in New Orleans or Baton Rouge, think Total Maintenance, tm-ac.com. If you ever need air conditioning or heat help in New Orleans or Baton Rouge, Total Maintenance, tm-ac.com. The 5 o'clock powwow this afternoon brought to you by Total Maintenance. It is a wide open Wednesday. Beloved Buc-ee's announcing that the Ruston location on I-20 up in North Louisiana will open in 2027. And the Lafayette location will open in 2028 along the I-10 corridor. Buc-ee's coming to Louisiana. They announced it today, like again, they've announced it before, but just seeing it again reassures that it's not going away. That's good. When I think of Buc-ee's, I think of Six Flags. The Six Flags site in New Orleans East. It's almost comical. About 5 years ago, Troy Henry, a local guy, wins the rights to develop the Six Flags site, like 5 years ago, under the Junket Cantrell administration. The property was never marketed properly. Instead of the city proactively going to like Bass Pro Shops, Cabela's, Disney Company, Flying J Truck Stop, Buc-ee's, IKEA, whoever, whatever, and selling the site, they barely mention it even locally that it's available. Proof's in the pudding. Troy Henry gets the winning bid in, and the runner-ups even more crazy. Drew Brees and Demario Davis were like runner-ups, and the spacewalk guy, I think, was in third place. Just crazy. Just crazy. Here's the worst part. 5 years ago, Troy Henry wins the rights to redevelop Six Flags. About 2 years into that, nothing done. Not a ride torn down, not a piling driven, no money invested, nothing. Buc-ee's announces they're coming to Mississippi. And Mississippi and Buc-ee's reach an agreement on infrastructure expansion around the area to support the new Buc-ee's, probably some tax breaks, whatever. And also, a key part of it for Mississippi, you've got to be open by X amount date, by 2026. Like there was something in the contract where there was a time limit. Buc-ee's builds, opens, beats the time, the whatever the time limit was, and they're generating millions in tax revenue, employing hundreds of people, and the store is a big success. Six Flags site, nothing going on. So Six Flags, about 2 years in, Troy Henry's done nothing. And I'm not knocking Troy Henry. He's a middleman that saw an opportunity and went after it. He didn't, bribe anyone, didn't, do something illegal. Just an unnecessary middleman in the city not marketing it right. 2 years in, nothing going on. Buc-ee's announced. A year passes. Buc-ee's opens. Still nothing going on at the Six Flags site. Finally, one positive. Troy Henry has torn down the rides, at least most of them, at the Six Flags site. Some buildings still exist because they're figuring out if they're useful or not. Not a single piling has been driven for a hotel, a sports field, movie production facility, none of it. And there's no time limit on when Troy Henry has to get something done. So this thing just drags on and on, nothing happening at Six Flags, while the Buc-ee's in southern Mississippi's rocking and rolling and employing people and generating money. So a major problem with the Six Flags site in New Orleans East and how poorly New Orleans marketed it and not going after the right people that already would have something built and open today. Just a shame. 766-9480 is the phone number. Love to hear from you. 766-9480. Do you notice driving around town, maybe right now on your way home, all the license plates on vehicles from Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, and Texas? These aren't tourists in most cases. These aren't people that are commuting or visiting. These are locals, your neighbor and my neighbor. How much revenue do you think the state of Louisiana is losing when locals are registering their vehicles in Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, and Texas for the lower insurance rates? And forget about the paltry registration fee. The taxes on the vehicle are going to those other states and not Louisiana because they're registered in another state. And these are locals that live here. Their primary residence is here. They vote here. Yet they're using a secondary home or a friend or relative's home in another state to register their vehicle. Does Louisiana need to stop this? So many people, you can see it right now driving home. Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, and Texas plates. It's obnoxious. Lots of revenue being lost in the state of Louisiana. It's probably time to tighten up this loophole. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. 766-9480. Mayor Helena Moreno has picked some RTA board members. Her goal is to make the RTA more regional. In Louisville, like a decade or so ago up in Kentucky, Louisville annexed a bunch of counties around the city of Louisville, and they consolidated the fire department, the police department, EMS, the transit authority, just one entity of each of those taking care of the whole area, the whole metro. Would you like to see New Orleans annex Jefferson Parish, St. Bernard? Under Louisiana law, they can. And should the NOPD and the Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Department be consolidated under one roof? Should we share fire and regional transit and EMS? It's strictly just a show topic and a question that's legitimate. They did it in Louisville. A lot of cities do this, but it'll never happen here in Metro New Orleans. Don't sweat it. I know a lot of you people don't want it to happen, even though it's probably the best thing that could happen for all of us. No, New Orleans wants to have nothing to do with consolidating anything with Jefferson Parish. And equal and opposite, Jefferson Parish wants to have nothing to do with Orleans Parish consolidating any of these entities. So you never have to worry about it happening. We're too concerned with our fiefdoms and, individuals that have their little job and all this, even though efficiency and maybe productivity is lost by doing this. Louisville, they're doing much better because of this. And there's a bunch of other cities that have done the same thing. But don't sweat it. Again, it's just a talk radio question. It's never going to happen in New Orleans because New Orleans wants to have nothing to do with Jefferson, and Jefferson wants to have nothing to do with New Orleans as far as consolidating entities. And all that does is hold us back as a region, as a metro area. Wide Open Wednesday edition of the program. You can chime in on any of these topics, 766-9480, 766-9480. Every day, this program brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex, home of Lamarck Ford, the big store for over 45 years, home of the #1 Lincoln dealership in the state, Lamarck Lincoln. And if you need a commercial truck, van, or SUV for your business, right across the parish, Lamarck Crescent City Ford in Elmwood. Wide Open Wednesday continues. It's wide open. You're the show producer. 766-9480. 766-9480. Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latinx, did the Pels game last night. Mario, I watched on TV. You were doing the color part of the broadcast for Spanish radio, 105.7. I was watching the post game on TV on mute. I was sitting in a bar having a burger. And just the Borrego and the locker room, you'd think this is a winning team. Like they're a team. They're all on the same page. They're congratulating the players that had good games. They were happy with the upset win over a kind of an injury-depleted Golden State Warrior team. But just watching on TV on mute, I was kind of fired up how tight-knit this team is. They better keep Borrego as coach.
Yeah, they should at least try, I think. And they're definitely much improved from the start of the season. They had that big losing streak at the beginning when Willie Green was still coaching the team. And that was the one stretch that Zion actually didn't play. He's actually been pretty healthy this season. So I agree. Still some questionable rotations. Like, I understand DeAndre Jordan's playing really well right now.
Queen comes off the bench.
Yeah, Queen needs to be playing, even if he's even if it's a net negative, he needs to be in there getting the reps because you invested highly in him and they're eliminated, right? But I do agree with you. I think Borrego is doing a good job, and they look a lot better compared to the beginning of the season.
What I saw on TV looked like a team with a winning record heading to the playoffs. Very tight, what you want, a quote, team.
Yes.
It was good to see.
Good defense.
Hopefully it leads into next year and some success. Wide Open Wednesday edition of the program. Phone lines are open. 766-9480 is how you dial us up.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Artificial turf custom golf putting greens. Beautiful, functional, zero maintenance. Call New Orleans' own LGD Lawn and Landscapes and get your free estimate.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-JC.com, your cool spots.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday, Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet. Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line. Lebanon's Cafe.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City. Real New Orleans conversation.
No place like New Orleans.
Corey Johnson.
Hey, if you have a real claim, you have a real legal problem, and you need a real lawyer that can deliver real results, Kiefer & Kiefer is for you. A New Orleans law firm for decades committed to their clients. You know, the UNO Lakefront Arena is the Senator Nat Kiefer UNO Lakefront Arena. That's the official name because Nat Kiefer was the number one mover when he was a state senator getting that arena built for UNO. He was also instrumental in getting the Superdome built. He started a law firm. He had a son, Nat Kiefer Jr. Nat Kiefer went to law school. When he got out of law school, he went and worked for another firm for a few years. And then about 2 or 3 years into his law career, hooked up with his dad. And it became Kiefer & Kiefer. Nat Kiefer, the senator, senior, and Nat Kiefer Jr. Now, Nat Kiefer Jr.'s daughter, Megan, is involved in the firm, like big time. So Kiefer & Kiefer, 3 generations strong of Kiefers, all dedicated to the law, committed to their clients. Like, for example, the doctors they recommend are the doctors they use. They're actual doctors that see patients. A lot of these hyper advertising law firms that you hear me abusing all the time that wouldn't know a courtroom or a trial judge from the back of their hand have no idea. They have doctors on payroll that don't see anybody, no patients. They just send their clients to them to reaffirm that their neck and back hurts. And then you get some egregious settlement. And that's how all these expensive insurance rates, the first movers are these joker attorneys. No, these doctors, the Kiefer family uses them. They help people that are in need. If you have legal problems, legal issues, and you need legitimate help, Kiefer & Kiefer. Find them online. Learn more. KieferandKiefer.com. No, it's an honor to talk about a legitimate law firm that actually can help people. No, there's so many jokers out there that I remember I had the insurance commissioner on Temple on the show. And I was just mentioning him about these egregious advertisers on radio, television, billboards. Don't accept a check till you check with me, all this nonsense. And I told Temple, I was like, it encourages people to sue. And Temple took it to a whole other level. He's like, you're right, Corey. It encourages people to sue. And it sends out a message like you need an attorney if you have an insurance claim. You have to have an attorney to claim, to file an insurance claim, which is not true at all. I mean, I've had a bunch of automotive claims, not a bunch, but several, and, home claims from hurricanes or flooding. I settled them all myself. I never hired an attorney to do it, So these billboards, I mean, the billboards are obnoxious. How would you like to own a company, Italian restaurant, and it's a billboard on a pole with two billboards? The billboard company has two billboards on it. And on the top billboard, it says Corey's Italian Restaurant. And right under it says Mario's Italian Restaurant. I mean, the first thing I'd do is call the billboard company and go, guys, really? You telling me you have a billboard pole with two billboards on it, and my competitor is on the same pole as me, and I'm paying you for this? You want to know what the answer is if a lawyer called? We have too many law firms advertising, and that's just the way it is. We can take your sign down, or you can have it next to the other guy. And all the lawyers are like, keep it next to the other guy. I don't care. I mean, I would say about 50% of billboards in Metro New Orleans have lawyers on them, like half. It's the largest percentage, clearly. I know there was legislation they were talking about not allowing lawyers to advertise on billboards, and the billboard companies and the lawyers that advertise on billboards paid off the politicians, a little donation to their campaign, a Ruth's Chris meal in Baton Rouge, and they sold us out, the citizens who they work for, and took care of their lawyer buddies and the billboard companies, because there's a lot of money for them involved in this at our expense. I mean, a few pennies, a few dollars out of all of our pockets go to these hack attorneys, and it's sinful. They're not real lawyers. They're insurance company facilitators. They couldn't go to trial if they needed to, don't know where the courtroom's located. No, and it costs us money. It costs us money, which leads to one of our topics. A lot of Louisiana folks, so I shouldn't say Louisiana, a lot of Metro New Orleans folks. I don't know if this happens, if it's as egregious in like Shreveport, Monroe, Alexandria, Lake Charles, Lafayette, but it is in Metro New Orleans. You're driving home right now, checking out the program? Look around. Texas plate, Florida plate, Mississippi plate, Alabama license plate. These people register their vehicles in a secondary home they own or a friend or family home they own, however they can pull it off. And they're essentially, screwing over the state of Louisiana. The state would be getting the revenue, not only the, minor license plate fee, which is a couple $100, but taxes on the vehicle. Taxes on the vehicle you're registering in Louisiana. But when you have a Mississippi, Texas, Florida, or Alabama plate, you're registering it in that state, and that state's getting the thousands of dollars in taxes from your vehicle. They welcome it. They love it. Isn't it time Louisiana tighten up that loophole? Too many locals. Now, are some of these people, Corey, you don't know if they're visiting or they're tourists or they commute. It's under 10%, I promise you. 90+% of Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, and Texas plates are locals. Look in the vehicle. It's got a Florida plate, and it's got a Sacred Heart sticker on the back. It's got a Texas plate. It's got a Newman sticker on the back. It's got a, Florida plate. It's got Country Day on the back. Whatever. West Jeff, EJ. It's got local schools, local entities on the back of the vehicle, and it's an out-of-town plate because they're getting lower insurance rates, much lower insurance rates than New Orleans. No, car insurance rates in New Orleans are obnoxiously high. And the answer is simple. The reason is simple. The first movers are these hyper advertising lawyers. Pure and simple. You can say insurance companies to blame. Sure, they are a little bit. The lawyers are the first movers. Everybody else reacts to the egregious amount of claims. Louisiana has no more accidents than the rest of America. We have the same number per capita of car wrecks as the rest of the country. We have the same amount of damage to the vehicles and the people in the vehicles as the rest of the country. Yet we have 2 times the claims. Think about that. Twice as many claims on car accidents, same amount percentage-wise, same amount of damage percentage-wise, yet twice the claims. No, the reason is because people are like, I got to get mine. Billy down the street. He wasn't hurt, got in a wreck. He got $200,000, pretended he had a neck and back injury. And the doctors, hey, we can't see anything on the CAT scan or any kind of x-ray, but the patient's complaining about neck and back. They have idiots out there, literally, people that have had surgery on their neck and back. You remember those the 18-wheeler accidents out in New Orleans East primarily, where people were staging an accident and a car full of people? Like, it wouldn't be one person, it'd be a car packed with like 5 people or 7 people. And they would get into a wreck with an 18-wheeler, sue the 18-wheeler company, and everyone in the car claimed they had damages. Everyone in the car. Some of these idiots actually had a doctor perform neck or back surgery on them when they were not injured. I mean, you have to be some kind of stupid to do that. I mean, we all know people that have neck and back injuries. They would give all the money in the world to not suffer from neck and back injuries. And you have some losers that set up a fake accident and actually had a doctor perform surgery on their neck or back. I mean, crack cocaine kills, apparently. You got to just be so stupid and so greedy and so selfish. No, thank God they busted those people. They claim that it cost each and every car insurance person in Metro New Orleans $500 a year. $500 extra a year in car insurance. I had a guy that used to produce my show, Johnny Utah. He was from Salt Lake. Can't even tell you his name. Like day one, I just called him Johnny Utah because he was from Utah and it's stuck. I can't tell you his name. I have no idea what his name is. And I was friends with him. But I went to see him. Hey, Johnny Utah. Johnny Utah, this is Brenda. Brenda, Johnny Utah. He produces my show. He had a Saab. That was the car he had, the old Saab, a Saab. I guess that's a Swedish car. His insurance in Salt Lake City metro area, about the same size as New Orleans, about 1.2 million. New Orleans, the same, about 1.2 million. His car insurance in Salt Lake City was $80 a month. In New Orleans, $280 a month. Now, I have a friend of mine who has a house in New Orleans and has a house in Birmingham, Alabama, has a business in Birmingham. He spends at least half his time in Birmingham. But he's a New Orleans native and has a house here as well. This is an example of not breaking the law. He could register the vehicle in either place. He spends equal time in each place. Primary residence is arguable. It's Alabama or New Orleans. He spends 2 weeks in each, basically. Maybe more in Birmingham. His car insurance for his SUV for the year in New Orleans was $3,400. In Birmingham, Alabama for the year, same vehicle, $1,200. $1,200. No, it's just obnoxious. These advertising attorneys are just screwing us over. Like I say, few pennies here, few dollars there, out of each and every one of our pockets. Hey, speaking of a few pennies here, a few dollars there, it's very affordable. I got a chipping and putting green installed in my backyard from LGD Lawn and Landscapes. I'm not kidding you. I have a little chipping and putting green, artificial turf in my yard. And for you golfers, the green rolls like an 11 on the stemp meter. Very realistic. I love it. But zero maintenance. It's artificial synthetic turf. It's actually Sin Lawn, the best in the industry, the same as Tiger Woods' TGL Golf Tour uses. LGD Lawn and Landscapes can install a chipping and putting green in your backyard or just artificial or synthetic turf in your backyard. Sick of the dog or the kids tracking in dirt and grass into the house? You have a pool in the backyard causing puddles, bringing in dirt, mud into the house? LGD Lawn and Landscapes can install artificial synthetic turf in your backyard. Go to their website and check out 2 things. NOLALGD.com. Their installations around the metro, and also call them and get an absolutely free estimate. NOLALGD.com. NOLALGD.com.
There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet. Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line. Lebanon's Cafe.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
The Fence Man, a locally owned fencing company serving the metro New Orleans area for over 20 years.
I'm the fence man.
TheFenceman-NewOrleans.com.
Yeah, I'm the fence man.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live, we live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
At Lamarck Lincoln, ownership isn't complicated. It's effortless. With a one-on-one brand specialist every step of the way, we strive to ensure every guest experience is nothing less than elevated. You'll understand why it's more than ownership. It's membership. Visit Lamarck Lincoln at Williams and I-10 in Kenner. Give us a call at 504-238-4800. That's 504-238-4800. Or visit us online at lamarcklincoln.com.
South Shore residents that love good food are making the short trip across the lake to Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. North Shore folks have known about Gallagher's 527 for years. Now the South Shore has discovered this hidden gem. One of the metro area's best restaurants is less than 30 minutes away. Take the quick trip across the lake and experience Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. As good as it gets.
Following the facts.
They've done studies, 60% of the time it works every time.
Corey Johnson.
It's not Chinese food. It's Chinese cuisine. It's Trey Yen in Mandeville. It's Lent. I'll tell you something about Trey Yen, one of the best seafood restaurants in metro New Orleans, obviously with a Chinese twist, but they got soft shell crabs, speckled trout, flounder, shrimp, oysters, crawfish. Absolutely incredible seafood at Trey Yen. Tonight for dinner during Lent, make it Trey Yen in Mandeville. It's not Chinese food, it's Chinese cuisine. And one of the city's best seafood restaurants during Lent, make it Trey Yen. You can't go wrong. Wide open Wednesday edition of the program. Phone number 766-9480. On Wide Open Wednesday, you're the show producer. Whatever you'd like to discuss. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. Maybe there's a topic I'm missing or a topic that I'm not discussing enough and you think it's important. 766-9480. Hey, you heading home from work? You're probably going to pass 1, 2, maybe 3 Rouse's Markets. They're everywhere. If you go to Rouse's.com, they have their weekly newspaper ads online. So you can see what stuff you buy regularly that's, on special, on sale. And then you can stock up on it. Rouse's.com for those newspaper specials. Wide Open Wednesday edition of the program continues. Like I said, you're the show producer. Whatever you'd like to discuss, 766-9480. Mayor Helena Moreno picks 5 of the 7 RTA board members. Today, she notified Junket Cantrell's 5 that their work is no longer needed. Plus, she promises a more regionalized approach to the RTA. Didn't the RTA expand into Jefferson a little bit and Jet expand into Orleans Parish? And then both entities were like, it's not really working, and they pulled back. I just don't get that. Why do we have RTA and Jet for buses? But then again, I mean, no one's going to agree with me on this. Like no one, like 7 people in the metro. Why do we have NOPD and a Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Department? Why not just one police force for both parishes? Oh, Corey, you're crazy. Well, I got news for you. You Jefferson Parish folks that are like, boy, we don't want to deal with New Orleans and that crime. I got news for you. New Orleans people don't want to deal with Jefferson Parish either. They don't want to consolidate the police forces. So don't worry about it happening. You're on equal footing. It's never going to happen. They're not going to regionalize transit. They're not going to regionalize EMS. They're not going to regionalize fire or police. And no one in Orleans wants to work with Jefferson, and no one in Jefferson wants to work with Orleans. And the big losers are the citizens. The big losers are the citizens. Speaking of losing, how much revenue is the state of Louisiana losing when locals register their vehicle in Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, and or Texas? Look around. Look at all the license plates from Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, and Texas on local vehicles. Your neighbor, you see them. They live here primarily. Their primary residence is here. They got a homestead exemption. They vote here, and their vehicle in the driveway has a Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, or Texas license plate because they've got another house in that state, or they have a relative that has a house in that state, or a friend, and they're pulling the gimmick where they're registering the vehicle at that address. And not only like the few $100s for the license goes to that other state, much more important, thousands of dollars in taxes on that vehicle goes to the other state where the vehicle's registered, not in Louisiana. Louisiana must be losing tens of millions of dollars annually on locals that live here registering their vehicles in neighboring states, especially Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, and Texas. I even see a handful of Montana plates because I don't think Montana has taxes on vehicles. Montana is one of the few states where you don't pay taxes on vehicles. So somebody that has a summer house in Montana or has a connection to someone that has a house, you'll see a few Montana plates, not many, but I would say that's like number 5 after, I guess number 1 is, that's a tough call. I guess it would be Alabama or Florida, Mississippi, Texas. There, I don't know which one's number 1, but those are your top 4. Alabama, Florida, Mississippi, and Texas. But in a way distant 5th place. Look around in New Orleans. You'll see one within the next week, a Montana license plate, and that's a local. That's not some visitor from Montana that drove down here from Montana. No, it's people getting much lower car insurance rates out of state. They're saving thousands of dollars annually. I mean, they keep that car for 5 years. It could be like $10,000 they save. A friend of mine lives in Birmingham and New Orleans, has a business in Birmingham. His car's registered in Birmingham. He pays $1,200 a year for insurance. In New Orleans, that same vehicle, $3,400. So he's saving $2,200 a year. $2,200. That's 11 grand over 5 years in insurance savings. $11,000. That's real money. I mentioned a board op, Johnny, Utah, that used to produce my show. Came from Salt Lake City. He freaked out about car insurance in New Orleans because he had to pay $280 a month. In Salt Lake City, the same car, $80 a month. $80 in Salt Lake City, $280 in New Orleans. That's $2,400 more a year to insure his car in New Orleans. That's $2,400 more. No, there's a reason people are registering their vehicle in Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, and Texas. The thing is, should Louisiana tighten up that noose, get rid of that loophole, because we are losing millions, tens of millions of dollars in tax revenue when these vehicles are being registered in another state. I mean, let's just use 10% as a rough estimate because it's easy and it's pretty close to what you pay. If you have a $50,000 car, it's $5,000 in taxes that you're going to pay on that new car. I mean, some of these SUVs are like 80, $100,000. So on $100,000, it's $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 in taxes that Louisiana is losing on that one vehicle. 766-9480. Should we tighten up that loophole? Or you're like, hell no. Car insurance is expensive, Corey. I'm fortunate that I can register my car in Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, or Texas. 766-9480. Audubon Gutters put gutters on my house. They can do the same for you. Home or business owners, if you need gutters, Audubon Gutters. If you need soffit or painting or windows or construction, don't call Audubon Gutters, because all Drew and his crew do are gutters. For 35 years in New Orleans, Audubon Gutters, and they feature the Leaf Guard system. Get it and forget it. It's the only one-piece seamless debris shedding gutter on the market today. It's not a cover or a screen. I'm watching a commercial on a supposed competitor to the Leaf Guard system. They've got debris on the roof, like the screen or the cover traps the leaves, holding in the moisture, ruining your roof over time. Not with the Leaf Guard system. It's all one piece. That's what's on my house. You can get that on your house or business. AudubonGutters.com. AudubonGutters.com. No, I like that all they do are gutters. They're not a handyman. They just do gutters exclusively. AudubonGutters.com. The NOPD announces 185 were arrested over the Mardi Gras season. 31 felony arrests, 61 misdemeanors, 8 traffic-related, 1 major juvenile offense, 17 minor arrests, 9 narcotics-related arrests, 18 weapons-related arrests, including 11 firearms on the parade route. 2 were stolen of the 11, 6 fugitive warrants, 16 traffic violations, 185 arrests by the NOPD alone over Mardi Gras. Corey Johnson with you. Beloved Buc-ee's. I don't get it. I mean, I don't know. I'm single, so maybe that's why I don't get it. I guess if you travel a lot with the kids in the car, clean bathrooms, Buc-ee's is like, I don't know, I guess like a little mini amusement park or something.
Can I chime in here?
Of course.
Honestly, I was like you at one point. Like I hadn't been to Buc-ee's and I didn't understand the hype around it.
I went once.
It's just, I think it's just a good vibe. Like certain businesses just present a good vibe. Like Chick-fil-A, maybe a lot of people speak the same way. It's just very welcoming. I don't know if it's the cleanliness. I don't know if it's all like the branded food, but
Chick-fil-A is very greasy and salty.
But it is, but it just makes you feel really welcome. Like I genuinely, like I don't have any kids. I've gone with my girlfriend a couple of times and with like my cousin once, but I really enjoyed it every time I went.
No, I think you're right on the money, Mario. I think those are great points. I fully agree with you. Chick-fil-A is a clean, pleasant environment. The condiments are top class. You got like Hellman's mayonnaise, Heinz ketchup, French's mustard, napkins, straws are big and fat and they don't fall apart. It's a high quality environment, but the Chick-fil-A product kind of stymies me a little. I'm not saying it's bad. It's probably better than 90% of fast food, but it is greasy and it's very salty. I find it ridiculously sodium laced.
Yeah, I hear you, but I think there's something to be said, especially in the fast food or quick food industry, for just giving a darn. Like,
exactly.
Some people find the whole brisket up or whatever they say cheesy, but like that, I like it. That means they care.
And it's you're assuming that it's freshly made brisket that they just cooked.
Yeah,
and that's another farce, that the brisket's cooked in Texas and then they ship it out already cooked to each Buc-ee's location. No, but I think it's like I always say, people believe what they want to believe, what they hope is true. They ignore facts or they're oblivious to them. And I think most folks go to Chick-fil-A and they're like, I don't find it salty, Corey. I find it very tasty. I don't find it greasy. Those little spots in the little box where my nuggets were, it's just residue from any fast food place.
I love eating the cold Chick-fil-A nuggets for some reason. That's the only chicken I like.
I used to love Popeyes cold. Chicken breast Popeyes cold out the refrigerator.
Cool.
But I don't eat Popeyes anymore because it's so greasy. No, like a Popeyes is dirty. So is a McDonald's. So is a Burger King. Chick-fil-A is very clean. They have a manager owner type there that's taking responsibility.
Yeah.
No, I think you make a hell of a point. And Buc-ee's is absurdly clean bathrooms, brisket off the board, 500 beef jerkies to choose from, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, even compared to its contemporaries, like I like it better than like Love's or Pilot or something like
It's
that.
cleaner and nicer. And it's, like you said, I think you nailed it, the environment. Good points, Mario Brothers. He's not just a sports expert, by golly. Corey Johnson with you on a wide open Wednesday. Yeah, you right.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again. Ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots. TM-AC.com, your cool spots.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
Artificial turf custom golf putting greens. Beautiful, functional, zero maintenance. Call New Orleans' own LGD Lawn and Landscapes and get your free estimate.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe. Some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab. Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe.
Yeah, you're right. Mario, I think you made a brilliant point about Chick-fil-A and Buc-ee's. They're clean and the environment's nice, family oriented, all that good. Kind of Americana. Apple pie and Chevrolet, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and expert marketing. They just market it really good.
No, they do.
Like the
They do.
chipmunk thing and the statue in front that people take pictures with all the time.
Chipmunk, it's a beaver.
The
Come on, Swoboda.
The chipmunk, the same thing. The beaver.
Yeah, I think there's I forget the competitor up north. I forget the name, but Mickey something.
Really?
And it's two names, like Mickey. It's not Mickey Mouse, but and they're shortening it to Mickey's instead of and it's like Buc-ee's, and they have like a moose. And
Wawa.
and
Wally's.
Is it Wally's?
Yeah, Wally's.
No, it's two names.
Gotcha.
Mickey something, I think. Okay. Anyway, you just Google Buc-ee's is suing competitor.
Yeah, Mickey Mart in Ohio.
Mickey Mart.
Yeah.
And there's a moose, and like whatever angle the the beaver is in, the moose is in the same angle. Like his head's tilted the same way, facing the same direction, arms on his side, arms folded, whatever. The moose and the beaver are like the same, right?
Yes.
But different animals. Am I right? Like the photos, they look sort of similar, like as far as the angle of the head and the posture and all that.
From what I could see, yeah.
And the logo, where it's around, beaver, Mickey's is around moose with a round sign with the moose.
Yes.
And now instead of Mickey Mart, they're making it just Mickey's, like Buc-ee's.
Mm-hmm.
So Buc-ee's is suing, and they kind of have one interesting angle to the lawsuit. They're like, besides the stuff I mentioned, the shortening of the name, the moose's posture is just like the beaver. They're saying that it implies that they're connected. Like, hey, down south, it's Buc-ee's. Up north, it's Mickey's. But they're owned by the same company. So what you expect at Buc-ee's, you can expect at Mickey's. So there's sort of some legitimacy to it. But, I don't know how far that's going to go. I don't think it's going to go far at all.
There was a bootleg in Mexico, too, called Lucky's instead of Buc-ee's.
You're kidding
and
me.
they sued him, yeah.
Same kind of thing, truck stop, or not truck stop, family gas pumps and
exactly. And they even had like the
brisket and
all that, the Mexican version of that.
Well, there's, I think it's called Google Guthrie's, Mario. I think it's called Guthrie's. Is it?
Then wrong Guthrie. That's the story that they talk about.
Yeah. And when you Google Guthrie's, I want you to tell me what you see.
Okay, I got you. Guthrie's chicken.
All right, now click on what they serve on the menu, and like a photo of like what you serve, and all right, what do you see right there? Tell me what you see.
Cane's. It looks just like Cane's.
I know. What do you see specifically?
You got a soda with crushed ice. You have
the chipped ice,
crinkle cut fries, breaded chicken tenders,
shaped
just like the ones at Cane's,
coleslaw,
toast, and then
Texas toast, not a bun, right?
A Texas toast, yeah,
and some kind of like mayonnaise ketchup blend.
It looks some mayonnaise ketchup ranch cane sauce.
Is that 100%? Is there anything different about Cane's than that? I mean, it may taste different, but I'm sure I'm showing this the photo. Like Cane's did not even go, we're going to do cubed ice. We're going to do fries that aren't crinkle cut. We're going to do a bun or a biscuit instead of the Texas toast. Yep. We're not going to do coleslaw. From what I understand, that's like based out of like Georgia. Mm-hmm. And Todd Graves went to school for a semester or two there and basically copied that. Now Guthrie's, I think they're like 100 locations. Cane's has 1,000. The Guthrie's owners are worth probably tens of millions of dollars. Todd Graves is worth $22 billion. And from what I understand, like this, I'm just making up the numbers. Like the Cane's are worth $6 billion. The real estate's worth $8 billion. Like the real estate's the money, not the money. The Cane's is too, but the real estate exceeds the business.
Yeah.
But, that's like, pretty much Cane's, right? I mean, you said it right away. It looks like Cane's.
Yeah, I see the menu. The only difference is their box combo has 5 fingers.
It's called a box combo, right?
Yeah, but
and it's called the box, and they call them fingers, not tenders.
Yep, it's literally the same menu except their box combo has 5 tenders and the Cane's one has 4.
They have iced tea and lemonade. I mean, it's the same exact thing. Now, locally, if you've been to Houston's on St. Charles Avenue or the old one that used to be on Vets,
Yeah.
Boulevard. Have you been there?
Yeah.
It's the same menu basically. Now, I don't think Boulevard's as good as Houston's by any stretch. I think Boulevard is. I think when they first started, it was similar. Like if Houston's, you want to say is a 9 on a 1 to 10 scale, Boulevard was like a 7 or an 8. Now Boulevard, I think, is like a 5. I just don't think they're nearly as good as Houston's. A little lower priced. You know, they fit a niche, but essentially they 110% copied Houston's.
Yeah, it's the same as that thing. I need to get back out to St. Charles. It's good vibes over there.
It is. But as my mom would say, you need to float a bond to pay that bill. It ain't cheap. No, if you go with like a date and y'all eat your girlfriend, not a date. You go with a date, you're going to not be in here the next day because your girlfriend will beat you. If you go with your girlfriend and you just, get a glass of wine each and start with like the spinach dip and you get an entree and she gets an entree and you get like a side or something. It could be like $150 with a tip.
Man, it's a good experience there, though, too.
No, I love it.
With
It's
like the live music and stuff.
No, it is.
At least you get something else for your dollar.
Yeah,
you know?
they actually stopped the piano and the live music about a year ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a bummer.
Oh,
I love
never
that.
mind. I take back what I said.
I know. No, I loved it. I loved the drum, the bass, and the guy on the piano.
Yeah,
thought it was a good deal, and they just they 86'd it. No, but I love Houston's. It's on my top. It's like 39, 40 best restaurants in the city. I even say, I know it's blasphemy for many of you. Great New Orleans restaurants with great chefs and cooks, and you're going to have this Houston's, this chain. Well, this company, Hillstone, owns them, and they've got Hillstone restaurants, they got Gulfstream, and they got Houston's. And there's nothing bad on Houston's menu, and it's absurdly good, and it's absurdly consistent, and I think that's a winning formula for restaurants, having very good to excellent food, and it is consistent, where it's always very good to excellent. Speaking of very good to excellent, how about exceptional? It's Blue Boy. What's up, buddy? We say adios to Wide Open Wednesday, and what? Thursday. Tell everyone to be right here at 4 o'clock tomorrow. You're right, Blue Boy. For Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latinx, I'm Corey Johnson. We'll see you mañana.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 6 p.m.